Okay, good morning, everybody. We'll get started here momentarily in about 3 minutes. The early bird definitely catches the worm. Going to give you some compressed compact channels here momentarily. Most of you that know our format know what we do here, but we give you numbers just as class starts, just before the non-farm payroll announcement, and 30 minutes afterwards. That's our rules of engagement for news drivers. For those of you that are day traders, of course, those of you that are scalpers are going to be playing once the announcement hits. So give me a couple seconds here. We'll make a few adjustments, and we'll get ready here momentarily. Yep, we're getting our recorders and everything ready here, so everybody's kind of getting everything in order here. So hang in there with us for just a second. First and foremost, we want to welcome everybody here. This is our 118th edition. It's funny, you know, we started doing this about a year ago. I went back and counted how many times I'd done this, and we added it all up, and we started doing, showing how many times we'd done this since 2005. Now all of a sudden, I've had a bunch of people send me emails. There's two other people. It's all of a sudden, of course, they haven't beat us because we've been doing it longer than anybody else, but there's a couple other people out there that are doing the same thing that we started doing a year ago, which is giving you the exact number of times that we've done this. And this is our 118th edition of non-farm payroll. And that's interesting, real interesting. By the way, once we start this, we'll have the link for non-farm payroll for next month. So we'll be giving that to you here momentarily for those of you that want to register early. Somebody's already asked me what we're going to be selling today. We're going to talk briefly about our alerts. Somebody's already asked about it. So when I do a countdown here, I'll just give you the alerts if you guys want to go there and go ahead and get signed up. 2 months. We're off to another winning start. We've been doing this thing all this year, and up over for 5,000 pips. I back tested it for 2 years before that, and getting that confirmed. Looks like that it's going to do really well, and off to another good start here this month. Simple rules to follow. Rules of engagement on what to do if it's above 55 pips a previous session or below 55 pips a previous session. You just set it and forget it. We also have rules of engagement if you're trading live, for those of you trading live. I'm going to do some videos here over the next week explaining this, but I think what I'm going to do is some people are still getting confused, so we may be cutting this out to just round table members on certain areas and taking things out. I know in August we were showing experience trades that were up over about 250 to 300 pips because there wasn't too many scalp day trade alerts. Okay, are we ready to roll here? Okay, are we ready to roll here? Looks like we are. Hold on a second here. All right. Let me give a quick countdown here. 5, 4, 3. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Forex Joe. I have Chuck with me. I have Chuck with me. Manning the Starship Enterprise. Kind of monitoring what's happening here in the markets. This is live non-farm payroll specials. The 118th edition. It's been free monthly since 2005. Today is going to be an interesting day because of the events that transpired here. With Drage surprising everyone, and talk about that they're going to go to quantitative easing here in October, and lowering lowering
euro rate
to almost zero, and once again charging banks to keep their money so they'd start lending the money. That spurred a 233 pip move over a 207 pip move downward yesterday. We had 11 pairs. I was trying to check the last time we had 11 pairs. It moved over 100 pips in one day, and it didn't happen in August. It didn't happen in July. That's as far back as I got. So it was a tremendous day. Thursday. What will be interesting today to see if the situation continues. If we get enough of a pull with the euro right around 29.51 area, if we get enough of a push to push this, by the way, I have our disclaimer up, and push the euro even further down, or if we'll see some type of retracement. We'll be talking more about that momentarily. Now, as is the case, let's go ahead and show you what we do here. We try to look at multiple time frames because we are looking at all different types of traders. The alerts that I put out, I have a daily report that covers 22 pairs with potential trade recommendations for those of you that are looking for trades to start out in a practice regiment demo account. I do daily alerts each and every day, trade plan alerts. We also have for our experienced folks roundtable situation where I'm looking at roller derby alerts, and our goal is 2,400 pips, which is given far in advance, looking for a pair to go to a certain area and reverse, and then go to a certain area, which makes it even tougher, which makes it even tougher instead of trying to give 100 plus pip stop losses that most swing traders do. And we're up currently close to 1,800 pips for the year now. Our safe scalper trade alerts, which we have been monitoring for this year with specific rules of engagement, are up over 5,000 pips. There's the only thing else I could do is, if you hired me to coach you, come to your house, stand over you with a ball peen hammer, and claw you to death until you push the button. We show these gears because basically you're looking at scalping, day trading, swing trading, and position trading. Now, if you're scalping, you see at 15-minute when doing all the work over there. Some of you even go down to a 5-minute, and I know some of you go down to a 3-minute chart. Most day traders will look at a 5, 15, and 30. I'm over here in this slow daily chart. I like to take things a little slower. I'm a swing position trader. I'm looking for opportunities to get a tremendous amount of pips and go from left to right. Look at that daily, weekly, and monthly situation where you get 2 out of 3 channels that match up. Now, through the years, and I've been doing this since 2001, I developed what's called probability factors coming from a sports betting background. I took probability factors using mathematical, statistical analysis concepts that was much used in sports betting, trying to find the best betting line using reoccurring numbers in the Forex markets. And what I found was an uncanny ability or accuracy that gives us an opportunity to see where pairs are going from point A to point B. And we all know that currency pairs do not go straight up or straight down. They'll go in a direction. Now, of course, Thursday morning, that was tested because the euro more or less went straight down for 200 pips because of what happened under the news events. But that is an aberration. Once that aberration stopped, we had a little bit of a retracement. Now we're looking for the next sense of direction. As I put in here, and you can read this is our rules of engagement for scalpers and day traders. Many of you have seen it. Some of you are brand new to the arena. You can go ahead and take a look at that. I'm going to drop in the numbers of what they were for the first 4 pairs. I want to share with you the fact that if you don't have much time to spend in the markets, we put these reports out for those of you that are interested at 6 o'clock Eastern, New York time, 5 o'clock Central, or just before the Asian market opens for the 24-hour session. So we have traders that get this information, and they'll place these trades, and they'll do what we call set and forget situation. Then we have another set of trades where people will actually be live in the markets and take a look at our information and use that information. Then we have detailed, specific rules of engagement, are called experience trades for those of you that are experienced, and looking for a few more pips, but you have a little bit more risk involved. So we cover all types of trading styles. I didn't know any better when I got started. I just wanted to learn how to trade. So I tried to learn everything that I could, and it evolved from there to where we pretty much just continued to hone our skills. Well, we created software. We have built-in software. We'll show you that software here momentarily. We also have a program to where it's built into a third. So in other words, we're doing 3 lots, whether it's regular lots, mini lots, or micro lots. It's not about the money. It's about you learning how to participate in a $5.3 trillion daily market. So as you're reading this and you see that we take these series of numbers, Kirk took these series of numbers just before class started, and the euro was at 29.55. The pound was at 62.94, the Swissy 93.10, and the yen 105.21. Well, then we're going to take it right before the announcement, just here at the bottom of the hour, and that announcement's here in about 22 minutes. We take it 30 minutes after the announcement, which we have found through a 3.5-year exhaustive study, and it has continued, that if you wait till 30 minutes after the news, you have a situation where you pretty much see what's going to happen. Now, then you're looking for a sense of direction as a day player, and if you're a swing player, you're looking for a sense of direction, maybe not now at that moment, but when the next session starts, which would be 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. But in this case, since it's Friday non-farm payroll, we'll be taking a look at what's happening over the weekend. We'll dissect it. We put out a close of the market report on Friday, and then an opening market report for Sunday night with recommendations for planning for the week. Now, I'm putting in the chat what happened for last month. 30 minutes after the news, the euro had only moved, and this was the entire hour, minus 43 pips. The pound had moved minus 6 pips, the Swissy plus 35, the US yen plus 27. Now, just take into consideration all of the movement that happens when those of you are getting excited when that non-farm payroll number comes out. You'll see considerable movement. You'll see spikes. But when it's all said and done, it can be much ado about nothing that you're all getting excited about. Now, if you're a scalper and you're going to get a 43 pip move, you're happier than a tick on a hound dog. If I could bring up some of my southern friends' old sayings. Because you're not sitting there to fish all day just to be fishing as a sport. You're wanting to get in there and get something to eat. You need some fish, and let's get some fish cooking. We're hungry. In the door, out the door. So it depends on your trading style or specific personality that allows us an opportunity to guide you in these markets. Not everybody is the same. Everybody's a single but distinct entity. So where does that leave us? Well, we added 209,000 jobs in July, down from 288 the previous month. The past 4 months, the job growth has averaged about 250,000 per month. The last 12 months, the average is about 209. You see the different changes. But what's interesting about this is that we're looking for another number which everyone would consider a success, most of the pundits today, above 200,000. Now, the ADP report, which is a precursor, we'll talk more about it momentarily, came out at 204. But as you can see from this chart, we are going for the 7th straight month of over 200,000. Now, those of you that have been here a long time, some of you are veterans, some of you come every month, some of you are brand new to the rodeo, some of you have been here a few months, you're not yet quite understanding what's going on. You know, this crazy man from Texas that travels around, has this software, gives out these alerts, he has so much information, what am I going to do? Well, it comes down to really understanding numbers, reoccurring numbers. I want to be prepared if a currency pair is going to move up or if a currency pair is going to go down. If I'm going to spend my living trying to predict which direction they're going to go all the time, I'm going to have a hard time. But if the markets dictate which direction that it's going to go, and I understand where the next level is and where the next resistance or support is and what happens if it breaks out from that area, then I'm able to adapt, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Remember that. Improvise, adapt, and overcome my personal trading strategy for my specific personality. Now, if I'm up my late 50s, and I don't want to get too excited, you're not going to see me pushing the button every 4.2 seconds or trying to set 50 trades. It's not my personality. I want to know a little bit of what's going to happen in advance, look for ranges, look and see what happens. You know, I need my sleep. If it gets near that ranges and I want to check it, you know, set an alarm. I used to get up in the middle of the night. Let's check and see what's happening under current market conditions. Let's have my set of rules of engagement. Once my rules of engagement are hit, boom. Now there's other people out there that will do the exact opposite. They don't have a plan. They don't have a clue, and they've been seduced by all the marketing people out here that's says that you're going to make, you know, $50,000 to $100,000 in a month, and all of a sudden they start taking shortcuts. They start thinking this is the easy way. We've never lived on that principle here, and I'm not the biggest Forex guy in the world. I'm not the smallest, but I'm the absolute honest. The bottom line is you can participate in these markets. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to have fear, self-doubt, and emotion control you. We take software that will allow you to take that out of the equation. And we need for this economy to get back going, to stay above, and here's this line, above 250,000 for at least a year. There is no reason in the world with 300 million people that we cannot create 250,000 jobs a month, especially with everybody coming across the borders. And we've opened our borders up. Well, if we're going to open our borders up, common sense says instead of trying to get them to vote for entitlements, we need to put people to work, and if we put people to work, this number should go up. Well, we're above and looking to be above 200,000 a day. All right, I've compressed and compacted the channels. Let's talk a little bit about what we could do here as far as trades today. Here we go. This is pretty much like getting a daily report. The daily report comes out. It takes a look at 22 currency pairs. It is computer generated. I used to do it by hand, did it by hand for many, many years. You start off with 4 pairs, went to 7 pairs, went to 8 pairs, went to 10 pairs, and after 10 pairs I said I'm not doing this anymore every day for years. So we generated it using numbers and computerized it. Now it spits out a report. The euro is in a 129.20 to 29.63 range, about 43 pips. Right now it's at 29.46. Here's what we want to do, and we want everybody to do this in a practice regiment demo account. Okay? In a practice regiment demo account, we want you to set a buy at 29.61 because that's 15 pips away from where we're at. We want you to set a sale at 129. Hold on a minute. Let me do the quick math here. 30. That's for the euro. I'm typing this in, so bear with me here. I'm a little slow. It's hard for me to walk and chew gum at the same time. So this is the euro. Kaboom. That's going to be what we're going to do. Let's take a look at the U.S. yen, because I think the U.S. yen is going to have some significance today. On the U.S. yen, here is what we have. We have that it's went in a 105.69 to 105.10 range. which is interesting because it's staying above the 105 number. And we talked about this for the summer, that once this pair broke above the 101, 103 area, that we're going to go to 105. Now if you're a current client, you know exactly where we think this is headed. So let's take a look at a buy and a sell for this. And we're going to place these right now. And let's take a look at, right now it's at 105.24. So we're going to put 105.40 is the buy. And the sale is going to be, and this may catch us, so because this may not move as much because this is not as strong, but we're going to do it anyway. 105.09. All right, so there is the end. It's in the chat. Let's go ahead and do the pound, and this is probably the less likely one. Now we have some Canadian news today, and we'll talk about what we think about the Canadian and some of the other pairs here momentarily. But the pound today was, right now under current market conditions, was in a 63.30 to 62.85 range. Where are we currently? We're at 62.87, so we're about at the low. So we've had a little bit of a move down here for the low on the pound. In fact, 62.85, it's real close to that low. So that's interesting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a buy at 163.01, and we're going to have a sale. And feel free that if you know which direction this is going to go and what non-farm payroll is going to do, to feel free that you could just place one of these and think that you have it all down. And since we're right at the sell area, we're right at this low, we're going to do a 162. See, this thing will pop down into 86. It's popping back up. 85. It'll be 162.77. All right, so here are our buys and sales for the three pairs that I just talked about. Now, there's some other pairs, but that gives us three pairs. I think the strongest one of the three, of course, is going to be the euro. All right, we got about 10 minutes, so let's be quick and not hurry. Unemployment rate increased to 6.2 in July from 6.1 in June. You can see how it's steadily been going down in this chart. Now, what do I think? What do I know? What can I prove about this number getting ready to come out? By the way, if you're a client, roundtable client, you get this information a day ahead of time. We give it to you a day ahead of time so you can dissect it, so you can prepare along with some other information. As I said, the ADP report said businesses in August added 204,000 jobs compared to 220 forecast. July data was 212. Kirk, by the way, if you want to go ahead and have the Forex factory open and get the information, put it in the chat or send it to me, that's quick. I've got it on in the background, but I'll be talking here and I may not be as quick. We got the updated methodology of the ADP. It's supposed to bring the ADP more in line. We have what should we expect. The July result was 217. Unemployment rate was 206.2. June was revised up last month from 288 to 298. August forecast ranges anywhere from 190 to 275. An unemployment rate to be at 6.2 to 6.1%. What's the consensus? The consensus is right around 230,000, unemployment rate 6.1 from 50 plus outlets. Folks, my best bet analysis is 210 to 225, and I think the unemployment rate will drop to 6.1 from 6.0. What is the game plan? If it comes in at 195 or less. First of all, I like to think of 200 as a psychological number. We had that in sports betting. Football just started. Those of you that are football bettors, psychological numbers in football: 7 a touchdown, 3. Those are the main ones. This is a psychological number because we've had 6 straight months. We're seeking the 7th straight month of 200,000 plus. If this number comes below, I think we'll have a little bit of a spike because of emotion. Doesn't mean it'll stay there. Doesn't mean that it will be a situation to where it'll be doomsday. I just think that we will have human, and I'm trying to type at the same time, humans getting involved, be it emotional, and I think you'll have a little bit of a push. So we'll look to buy. That means the dollar be weak to start. Buy the pound and sell the US yen. I also give some information in the roundtable email about the Canadian and the Aussie dollar, and one other pair, I think. We talked about the plan now at 255,000 or more. If it's above 255,000, people are going to get excited. Unemployment drops from 6.2 to 6.1. They're going to be even more excited. You'll look to sell the euro US dollar, buy the US yen, sell the pound dollar, and review my email that I sent from last night, which everybody should have already done and got that email. Okay, let's say the number falls within the range of 210 to 230. I think you should wait and watch the market response along with revisions from last month. We may get what I put in here for this from last month, from August, where the euro moved 43 pips, the pound 6 pips, the yen 35 pips, or Swissy 35 pips, and the yen 27 pips. There was some spikes, but it pretty much come back to where it was. That means as a day trader, we'll wait till the top of the hour and try to dissect what's happening. We will also take a look of the revisions from last month. What will they do from last month? Will they revise it up or revise it down? We'll also take a look at the participation rate. The participation rate is the amount, which is around 62.8, 62.9% of people who are working in the workforce. We may also take a look at wages. Now, we're not going to be able to do all that because we're doing a class. We've got this on in the background. We'll try to give you as much information as possible. The non-farm payroll average for 2013 is 211,000. It's 244,000 the last 6 months, seeking the 7th straight month of 200,000. Now, that 244 the last 6 months is getting us close to above 250, but we're not quite there. So anything above 255 and above, people are going to be thrilled. If it's below 200,000, it's not the end of the world, but it's going to throw a wrench, and there's going to be some people that are looking at overbought territories, overbought situations, and some bounces. And if we pretty much remain the same, it is what it is. All right. Just before news, Kirk has given the information. Here it is. So we've just given that now. And so just before non-farm payroll, and here are the numbers. And so far, we're minus 7 pips. What you do about nothing. We are minus 4 pips. No big spikes yet. We are plus 5 pips. And we are plus 1 pip. So as you can see, just before news, we haven't had much movement in this 30 minutes. Everybody's kind of waiting. This is a biggie. So we've got about 4 minutes. It's time for me to grab a glass of water. Hopefully everybody has set the trades in a practice regimen account. All current clients that are here, roundtable members, you've had plenty of information. You know what you're watching. As a swing player, I haven't played non-farm payroll in a long time. I used to play it a lot just so I would understand it, just so I could see if I liked it. And there was times when I loved it when I made pips, and there was times when it got crazy. It used to be the Wild Wild West back in 2004, 5, 6, and 7. It's slowed down considerably here in the last couple of years. I will look at this analysis afterwards and see where we are, depending on what happens. And then at the top of the hour, if there's something that looks like it might be favorable with all the information, move forward with an attempt to try to put myself in a position to get pips. If it ends up right around the 210 to 230 range, this may be much ado about nothing today. And what I'm going to do at that time is just prepare myself for the weekend, enjoy the weekend. I get this information out to you on a Saturday. You have a whole lot of time to dissect it and get ready as part of your weekend. And with football kicking off, it gives you something to do besides sitting your fantasy lineup, is kind of read what's happening, get ready for the markets on the pairs that you're trading. So we have rules of engagement for everything that we do here. This is what we're looking at, what's going to take place. We'll see what happens. Once we get these numbers in, we'll switch over and take a look at the software and see what took place. And then we'll go to the top of the hour. We'll see if there's any questions that you have. And we're going to kind of shorten this today and make it kind of an in-the-door, out-the-door thing, because there's, unless we get a tremendous number here. And breaking news, we're getting ready to rock and roll. Less than a minute away, so I'm going to hear this in the background, and we'll see what happens. I'll be able to tell with some spikes. So get ready, folks. $142,000. Whoa. Uh-oh. 6.1. Guess what, folks? You've just got the catalyst for the bounce from Thursday. Let's see if it is able to stay above 130. 130 will now, and I'm just talking about the euro, 130 will be the key. And right now we had a quick push up to 29.90. And the 142,000 and the 6.1, so it did drop from 6.2 to 6.1. And we really haven't had the big push. It popped all the way up near 29.90, and now it's at what, 29.83. Interesting. So 142,000. Smallest rise since December of 2013. Smallest rise since December. By the way, I'm adding this to my notes, so hang in there with me. Still not a big push. In fact, the euro's bounced back down to the 29.72 range. Labor participation rate, 62.8, and it was 62.9 last month. So that dropped. And I did not see any revisions. Kirk, if you see any revisions, let me know. So the participation rate dropped to 62.8 versus July 62.9. 29.72. I love the way they're doing this. All the people that are scalping are taken out of the markets right now. Fantasy land. All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I could listen. I like Rick Santel. He's about the only guy I really like on this. All right, so now the euro's back down to 29.64. We had an initial push. Where was the initial push go to? The initial push went all the way up to 29.87. We got in at 29.61, so that's 26 pips. I guess we should have made some pips there. Let's take a look at the pound dollar. The pound dollar, our entry was 63.01. It's at 63.14. If you haven't taken profit, I'd take profit, sports fans. Now, if you're doing it on a third, okay, June was revised. I just missed that. So, Kirk, if you see, hey man, I've got 2 or 3 things here going. If you see what June was revised to, I just missed it. I'll catch it here again next time around. 212, so it was revised down from 217 to 212. Is that correct? All right. So revised down to 212 from 217. Not much. People are dissecting this here. Oh, up from 209. I'm sorry. So it was revised up to 212 from 209. So it was up 3,000. Not anything to really get excited about. I tell you what just put a huge nail into the FOMC was this 142 jobs in August. And it's been the smallest since December of 2013. All right, let's see what the yen did. The pound's up to 63.17. What I was getting ready to say before I got distracted was if you're doing a third, make sure that you've taken off a lot and maybe even 2 lots, and you leave the last lot running. Move your, if you don't have our software, you move your stop loss up to the 63.01 area. Those of you that have our software, we'll show you how that works here momentarily, and the software will protect you from that if you're a client of ours. The euro jumped up and now it's taking you out. So it's bounced all the way back. Has it went back to that 29.61? Maybe it hasn't. Stand by. 29.68. No, you're still in the trade. It has not taken you out. Okay, so it's at 29.67. It's trying to take you out. You should move your stop loss to 29.62. That'd be break even plus 1 pip. So let's kind of recap where we are on the trades. The buy kicked in. It went from 61 to 87. You should have got some profit somewhere there. If you have our software, you're already at break even plus 1 pip. You should have already set your take profit 1, take profit 2. I would suggest you go ahead and let the last lot run. If it does set you out, let's see what the market does, and then we'll compress and compact the channel here momentarily. Right now, if I'm compressing and compacting the channel, I'm going to make it at 29.75, 29.55 right now. This is the euro, so I'm going to focus on the euro. 29.75 to 29. 55. Okay, so now it's taking you out. There's 29.62. It should take you out. You were looking for a break below, I think, of the 29.55 and then a retest, and then see if you can get some pips. Or those of you that's gotten pips, make sure that you, if you've done this and anybody's done this live, take your live pips and hold them, but just do this in a practice regimen account because we're bouncing around. It's going to stay in a range, and more than likely we're going to come back up. So I think 255 would be your support, and 275, you're looking to go above 275 and retest the 287 area sometime today. All right, so that's the euro. So we know that we got about somewhere over 20 pips. Just say we got 20 pips there. We all know should have got something there. All right, let's go to the pound. Once again, the pound's now back down to 6,300, so it's taken you out. Once again, we told you an opportunity when it was at 63.04 area to go ahead, or excuse me, 63.14 area to go ahead and take your profit. You had plenty of time to do that. If you have our software, it's already built in. For those of you who don't have the software, we move, once we take profit, we move a stop loss to break even plus 1 pip. And I'll switch over and show you the software, but I'm wanting to run through this real quick, and I'm doing the quick math here and kind of keep everybody engaged. Now we're down below the pound 62.91. So 63, what is the high of this? Hold on just a second of this session. We were did it jump up that high? Okay. All right, so now we bounce back down on that one, 94. What did the yen do? Good old yen. Did we talk about the yen? Let's see what happened here with the yen. The yen is dropped down like a rock. The yen is currently at 105.03. Our entry, it dropped all the way down to 104 on a quick spike. 104, 73, 74 area. Holy cow. We're still in the first 15 minutes, so that's it. Okay. So the yen dropped down, so that kicked us in at 105.09. It's bounced all the way back up to the 105 area. How low have we been? We've been as low as 73, 74, 75 area. So just say 25 pips, just 30 pips. Just say, you know, I'm not trying to be exact here. 30 pips and 15 pips on the pound. So you're looking at 30, 20, 15. That's 50, 65. I would cancel everything else now. So the ones that didn't trigger, I would cancel those. See what Kirk has. Oh, 29.83. I might be giving a wrong number here. Okay, so we got 20, 30, 50, 60 pips. All right. All right. The reason that some of you are saying you're not getting in at the certain numbers is called slippage. Welcome to the world of slippage in the world. In fact, we had a question here that somebody asked, and I'm not looking at the question box. Somebody asked that they didn't get in at the number that I'm talking about. They got in at a different number. The reason that you got in at that different number is that you're probably a small player, and it's what's called slippage. This is the other problem with everybody playing non-farm payroll and getting involved, and everybody trying to push the button at one time. There's an old adage in this world called slippage. It's when your order gets filled. So even though you may have an entry, and by the way, you having an entry in advance actually cuts that down tremendously. If you're trying to push the button live in non-farm payroll, we've seen slippage and this is a slow-moving market, by the way. If this would have been what took place after the event Thursday, you could have had a slippage of 50 pips. In other words, the markets, when we exploded on Thursday morning with the ECB announcement, it went crazy. And I'm going to switch this over to our software here. So hold on just a second. I'll show you our software where I'm talking about this, and I'll take a look at some questions. But what happens is that the broker that you're doing business with gets so many orders at one time that the term is called slippage. And under slippage, what takes place is that instead of getting filled, let's just use a hypothetical. Say you're getting in at 1:30 and everybody starts getting in at the same time. You may not get filled to 1:30:10 or 1:30:15. Now, if it would have happened, would have been like the old days, Thursday morning with the ECB announcement. It dropped like a rock, 100 pips very, very quickly. If you're a small retail customer, that happens, and that's one of the problems with scalping. Scalpers, a lot of scalpers I know usually only scalp 3 to 5 pips. They load up, they get in, and they get out. We've kind of pushed that. We kind of push that to the limits with our system by giving you more pips. With our system, the way we got it set up with less risk. Okay, I guess I need to check some questions here, so everybody hold on. Oh, by the way, here's our software. This is our simple software. You'll see up here on the left-hand corner in the green, it'll say take profit 1, take profit 2, entry, stop loss. You basically can set all these entries, and on the buy or sell, just drag those bars and drag them over, and some of the other lines are key areas that we have, but you can see as we drag these lines, that will set and put you into a trade once it kicks in, and then it's already set for you. So then what transpires is, let's say you have a situation to where you're scared to death about where you should get in and get out. You could have, our rules of engagement is either for scalpers is either take profit 1 at 5 or 8 pips, take profit 2 at 8 or 12 pips, take profit 3 at 15 or 20 pips. You could set it at 8, 12, and 20. Well, that's 3 lots. So everything that we do is based on a third and a third. The minute it hits take profit 1, and let's say it's 8 pips, your stop loss immediately goes to break even plus 1 pip. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't procrastinate. It just goes to break even plus 1. That's what makes it so unique, because I'm trying to do more than one thing here. Hold on just a second. And by doing that, it takes all the human emotion out. So I've been doing this for so long, what I've been able to accomplish is just take out all human emotion, self-doubt, and fear, and use our software to do it. Then we have plenty of game plans, and I'm going back to do an updated video training here. We're going to have a boot camp here sometime starting here in September, and we'd love to have you participate with us, because the bottom line is that if you participate in this and you do it, then not only can, if you don't have much time in the markets, you can set these trades and forget them, but we see that people that are having success gravitates towards the market. Okay. somebody said, as the numbers come bad, euro already bad, should we look? Now, right now, what's taken place is that you've seen that had an initial push, and now we're right back near where we had to buy for the euro, right at 29.61. So it's right at 29.61. You can't make this stuff up. We had a buy at 63.01 on the pound. It's at 63.06. The sale on the yen came in at 105.09. It's at 105.02. It's right back at those numbers. That's why I say we take all the trades off once we see the initial thrust from the news. You know, we had 6 trades. We had 3 trades hit. They all combined, rounded off. I mean, the euro was like 28 pips. The yen was over 30 pips. The pound was around 15 pips. Rounded off, you know. And if you didn't get all that profit, then we gave you an opportunity by me telling you to go ahead and take profit, and there was still, you know, close to 18 to 20 pips in the euro. There was, 14 pips in the pound, and the yen still had about 15 pips in it. So having our software, you could have the rules of engagement, and let's just say that what way we set this up is that if it goes less than 55 pips the previous session, we have a rules of engagement of where the take profit should be, and if it moves past 55 pips, all these pairs move past 55 pips, so let's just say we were using our rules of engagement that we use on our trade alerts. And let me grab some water. Hold on one second. Well, if we, and there's a quick bounce down on the euro, just dropped 10 pips very quickly. Interesting. Take profit 1 would have been 8 pips, take profit 2, 12, take profit 3, 20. Under that scenario, the euro moved 28 pips, we would have caught it. So it would have been 8, 12, and 20. That would have been 40 pips. The yen, 8, 12, and 20. We would have caught it. That's another 40 pips. That's 80 pips. The pound only moved about 15 pips. Well, we didn't catch all that. We got take profit at 8, take profit at 12. It reversed, and guess what? It would have took you out at break even plus 1 pip. All of that's done for you. So in other words, once you hit take profit 1, it turns into a zero risk trade. That's the key, zero risk trade. And when I was teaching this and showing people how to do it throughout the years before we got the software, and we've updated it many times, people were too emotional. They wouldn't follow it because we are all humans. And we all let the losers run because we know it's going to come back to even. And then when it gets back to even, then you say, okay, I've waited this long. I want a little bit more. Can you help a friend? And then it'll drop 25 pips after it gave you a chance to get out at even or a 4 or 5 pip loss. And all of a sudden you strain yourself and you've wasted 2 hours of your life watching a 15-minute chart open and close for 2 or 3 hours, which is ridiculous. The other part of the equation is once you set this scenario, then all you're doing is looking for a result. So now you're studying, and these numbers that we have all have meaning of areas that it could go to. So the bottom line is the pound dollar under this scenario was 8.12. It reversed down to break even plus 1, so that's 21 pips. So those who are using our software that followed the trades that I gave out would have had a predetermined stop loss. It did not hit. Would have had a predetermined take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3 area, and we would have hit 40. We hit 40 pips on the euro, 40 pips on the Swissy, or excuse me, 40 pips on the yen, and 21 pips on the pound. 8 and 12 is 20, the pound. It reversed back to break even plus 1 pip for 1 pip, and that's 21. So it's 80. 101 pips. So there is 101 pips given to you in advance, and this works if you get a number that gets volatility. Now, there'll be months that you won't get much volatility, and you will have a situation where it doesn't. Some of them will hit, some of them won't. One of them might take you out for a loss. But all in all, we've had months, and we got them in our archive, where we've made 400 or 500 pips during non-farm payroll. But it didn't do any good because people just wanted to get involved because they're not doers, they're dreamers, and they wanted the 400 or 500 pips. And they wanted it all the time. It happens after news events. And what took place on Thursday is that our goal every month when we open up the doors each month is to get 200 pips a month. And I've been scolded. I've had people, by the way, these people aren't in the markets anymore. People say, well, you know, I got 600 pips this week. I got 1,000 pips this month. God bless you. But you're missing the exercise. You're training your mind to get 200 pips in any market condition each and every month. If you'll generate 200 pips a month for a 3-year period in a $10,000 or $20,000 account and use the word compounding, in other words, leave the money in there as a savings instead of taking it out to live on or use or spend extra money, then it will start to make a difference. Compounding is what will turn you into a millionaire over a period of time, and you don't have to have a lot of money. You just have to have time. Some of you are in your 20s and 30s. Some of you are in your 40s. Some of you are like me in your 50s. I got some of you out there that's in your 70s and 80s. You're already retired. You're not looking to compound a lot. You're just looking to have something to do and be competitive and keep your mind sharp. That's the whole basis to understand, is that everybody is different. They have a different set of rules, a different set of rules of engagement. They have a different set of what they need. But finding it is the most difficult journey that each one of you have to accomplish the task. So as I take a look here, the euro is right around 29.67. Once again, we've got this at 29.55, 29.75, and it's right stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. Isn't that a song? All right, I'm going to we've got about 6 minutes here, and then we're going to ask everybody to place a trade. Here's the link for non-farm payroll for next month. Everybody click on it and put it in your browser. Go ahead and register for next month. We also have a special here. You can watch this after class, but you can get 2 months of our alerts on these set it and forget it trades in our software for $257. There's the link. It's 2 months. We didn't do trades in August because it was just a wacky month. I took some time off. We give out what's called experience trades, and the experience trades did very, very well, but not everybody was able to accomplish that because they signed up for this service. So those of you that signed up in July or August, we'll be sending you out an email extending your service a little bit into that program, even though we made pips. But some of you are brand new, and we understand that. And if you made pips, the pips are on us. If you were just playing the set and forget it, we're off to a start this month. I think we picked up 20. I think we I don't know what we did last night. Kirk will know, but we had a winning night last night. We've got a winning month again this month. These things are consistent month after month after month. They're not going to put a big dent into your account. In fact, I would just encourage everyone, if you've never done this before, spend a couple of months and just learn it. I mean, $257 just to learn the education itself is better than, it's a Ivy League education with a community college outlay of funds. And get used to these markets and just understand, it's being able to know your specific trading personality, overcoming your fear, self-doubt, and emotion, and in the process, following a plan. And once you're able to accomplish all those and using the software and following our plan and the recommendations that we give. Now, by the way, the euro just jumped back above 29.75. Now we're at 29.80. Those of you that got in and you only want your 4 or 5 pips, take your profit now. If you had it set at 29.75 and it hit 29.80, there's your 5 pips. There's 29.83, and it bounced around, bounced back down to 65, 78. I mean, this thing's just bouncing, folks. Fun to watch. Let's see here. Any other questions? If you got any questions, type them in. I got the question box open. I think I answered that. Yep. You're welcome. All right. I've been doing this since 2001, November 2001. I used to write on forums. I used to just study the euro US dollar. And then all of a sudden people started coming to me. I really talked about mindset. I think mindsets is just as important as anything else that you want to accomplish. The markets are an intellectual exercise, and the fact that many people have so much stuff going on in their life that it's very difficult to stay focused. And unless you stay focused, you're going to fail. There are so many traps that will allow you to fail, but if you understand how to succeed, the road gets very clear. And you don't get too far off the beaten path. You're able to come back and stay the course because you have a game plan. It's getting that game plan that most people don't understand. All right, any other questions? There's a bunch of good, here's somebody's asking about brokers. I think once you get into ours, when you get into and become a client of ours, we have brokers in our back office. I don't even know who they are. I use overseas. I'm an ECN guy. The group I'm with, we use an ECN, which is a lot different than MetaTrader 4. So we have brokers that we recommend that are in when you become a client of ours. You get this software. Somebody's wanting to see, okay, let me take this back, Kirk. Somebody wants to see the, okay, before I take this back, hold on a second here. Let's, before I take this back and answer this question here, let's get the numbers. Kirk, you got the numbers for the top of the hour, and let's see where we are. And then I want everybody to kind of place a trade, and then what I'll do is I'll run through real quickly. We got some questions. Tim, do the math. I'll let you do the math. Somebody's asking me what $10,000 account compounded by 200 pips a month, what would that equate to in a 2-year period? I do it in a 3-year period. We also have videos on it in our members area. So we got it for different amounts. So if you're a client of ours, you can go to our video area and we've got it compounded. But it's real simple to do. You just got to decide if you're doing mini lots or regular lots. Regular lots, $10 a lot, and the mini lots, $1 a lot. All right, let me get these last set of numbers. And here we go. Here is the final tally. And these are the numbers after the news and what happened. This is interesting. I had a good friend of mine that said it didn't matter what the number was. A lot of the traders aren't trading it because they just came back for the ECB. And the ECB threw them off and everybody made so much money they didn't care. That we'll just let the market shake out. I probably should have paid attention to him. He's been doing this a lot longer than I have. Euro, as you can see, plus 18 pips. The pound's the one that dropped, minus 78. The Swissy, minus 15. And the US yen, minus 42. Now, here's the key. We also have clients that when it comes back to a certain area and it takes you out, they'll look to get back in. That's too complicated for way too much for everybody that's here. But there is opportunity for those of you to do what I call, you heard me talk about it, compressing and compacting the channel. We have a compressing and compacting the channel spreadsheet that gives you certain numbers. reoccurring numbers that you can follow to do this if you're doing it live. So we have people that are doing trading full time. They love all the information. We have people that have a job or have a profit center. They own their own business and they're doing trading as a hobby. They don't play golf, they trade. They love our service. We have people that work that only have a few hours. So we've created a service, and that's what we're going to show you here momentarily. They participate. They love the service. Then we have people that want to get involved. They want to see how it works. They don't know much about it. It scares the bejeebers out of them, and that's where they do what we call our set and forget trades. Okay, so let me take this back. Write in any other questions. You should be setting your trades right now. Now, here's the purpose of this exercise. You've got the euro at 29.74, the pound at 63.15 area, yen at 104.88. You're going to try to set trades in a practice regiment demo account. That's a free account, just to get practice. It's called executing trades in live current market conditions. If you're brand new to the area, we'll ask that you execute 2,000 demo trades in a year. Now, if you do anything 2,000 times, you're going to be good at it. It's called repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill. So if you want to learn how to protect your assets, and this works on MetaTrader 4. They have MetaTrader 4, so the answer to your question is yes, Raymond. I'll let you read this real quick. This is a simple game plan to freedom. Spend 1 extra hour daily in the markets with a detailed game plan. Develop and perfect a financially valuable skill. Learn how to keep it simple. Too many people overemphasize. There's over 100 technicals. I took out 8 or 9 technicals and threw them into my software. I use 4 software packages to 8 or 9 technicals, depending on what's happening, to come up with my numbers along with recurring numbers. So we have done all the work. We have what's called thermal grids. Thermal grids are updated every evening just before the Asian session that show you when a pair goes there that it might have a difficulty and penetrating and keeping going under normal circumstances. Now, if you have a situation like we had with the ECB, it doesn't matter. It just kept going for a while. But ironically, when the euro stopped, it stopped within 3 pips of one of our bias numbers. After it moved 200 and some pips, it stopped within 3 pips of our bias number. It bounced back up. It hit it a second time and reversed up for 20 some pips. It's called a counter trend move after a huge move. That happens a lot if you're watching the markets live. Not everybody is. I'm just giving that information for those of you that do. Use that skill to earn an above average upper echelon income. Your goal should be, everybody asks me what should your goal be eventually. Your goal should be $700,000 a year. If you're making $700,000 or above a year, you're in the top 1% around the world. Always spend less than you earn, always. Invest your savings smartly. Get out of debt now. Have the money working for you, not being a slave to debt. Cash is king, and learn about compounding returns on investment and follow sound risk management practices for a long-term marathon. I have 2 sons. They are both debt-free. They remain debt-free. Everything they have is paid for. They are in an opportunity to where they can start building a future for them. If you are seriously hurt in debt, you have been practicing a form of compounding. Unfortunately, the form of compounding is paying off your debt instead of having money working for you. It's that simple. All right, let's get through this. We had these scalper day trades from January 14th till now. I've also back tested them for the previous 2 years. I'm in the process of getting that done. Stop loss is 12 pips. Take profit 1.8, take profit 2.12, take profit 3.20. The results are positive, and here have what's taken place. We only did 8 trades in July. All 8 hit. for 200 pips. We only did 42 pips in June. We had 59 trades. But June, as everybody knows, was a rough month because the markets weren't moving. So we stopped trying to fight the markets in August, took some time off, and come back here in September. We're already firing out there in September, and we're already up pips this month. You see February there. We had a month there at 2,300. We'll have another month here that'll be 1,000 or close to 2,000. We don't know when it's going to be. We don't know when all the market's going to open up, when we get what I call harvest. There will be a great harvest coming sometime. You continue to plant seeds and plant those crops, you're going to have good harvest and bad harvest. Well, if we can stay on the plus side during the bad harvest, then we're in position for when we have the great harvest. So you see what's taking place here. They're updated every night at 6 o'clock Eastern. You log in, read the report. You place the safe scalp or day trades using our pending order software. The software that we just showed you, you have access to. You just use the stop loss, take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3 areas. They're outlined. You set it and forget it. If you've never done it before, it'll take you a half hour the first week. Then it takes you 15 minutes. Once you get used to it, you can do it in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. You let the software manage the trades for you. Your PC must be on and active. Your PC must stay on because it has to have the feed to be able to, whenever the markets move, to be able to do what? Execute the trade. That's the only caveat. If you apply this consistently, this trading method gets results and provides potentially profitable trading opportunities. It has a strong history. So my motto is don't procrastinate, don't hesitate, just participate. There's no auto rebilling. We'll send you an email when your time's up. 2 months of access for 1 month. It's $257. There you go. End of what you want to do, my pitch. All right, here is the non-farm payroll link. Go ahead and sign up for next month so you don't forget. Here's the link to sign up for the 257. We'd love to have your business. We appreciate your business. Those of you that are with us, we do appreciate your business. The one thing about this is that if you join us for the next 2 months, when you come back to non-farm payroll, you're going to have a better understanding of what we're doing, and you'll have a better understanding of being able to pick up extra pips. Okay? Now here's an interesting question. There's a person that's asking, God bless him, how can I get 500 pips a week? If the markets are yielding on the pairs that you're trading, you will get 500 pips a week. If the markets are yielding on the pairs that you're trading. We had a huge move in the euro US dollar. It was 230 pips for one session. If you had just traded a euro US dollar, you had an opportunity to make about 200 pips. Now, if you're trading multiple lots, you have an opportunity if you're focusing just on 1 or 2 pairs. One of our goals that we try to accomplish is we try to teach you to pick one currency pair that you stock. You learn everything you can about that pair. I do most of the work for the euro US dollar. That's where I've been doing from day one. And you can do the euro US dollar if it has interest. Some other people pick the pound dollar, some people pick the US yen, some people love the euro yen, some people like the Aussie yen. But pick one pair and learn everything you can about that currency pair. And when you have that currency pair as a currency that you're stocking, you're able to gain experience because you're executing trades in live current market conditions. You're executing trades in live current market conditions. Now, when we set these trades, we only count them once. Now, here's what's interesting. Last night, okay, the message got erased. I don't know how it got removed. What's interesting is we actually had the one trade that we lost last night was the Euro US dollar that we give out early. I came within 2 pips, okay, of missing it. And if I had, it would have turned into a 40 pip winner. But because of 2 pips, it hit and it went minus 12, minus 12, minus 12 because it came back and it went up. Now, if we'd have waited, it would have hit 8, 12, and 20. There are some people that will take these trades and set them right when they come out, and then if they're trading live, let's say, for instance, you set these at 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, which you should. You're monitoring what they do because that's where the numbers that we just shared with you come from. They're only done one time. But here's what you can do, okay? You can, in the process, okay, if you're trading live like the Euro London session or the US session and they haven't hit, place them a second time and watch them live in a practice regimen account and see what happens. And that gives you experience while you're trading live. So even though we set these trades in advance, sometimes 10 or 12 hours before they kick in, we have situations that put us in a precarious position because sometimes we have winners, sometimes we have losers. And then it'll come back and it may lose the first time and then it'll hit the second time, but we don't count it. But you can count it if you're doing this, if you're trading live. So we also have a situation where we have, pairs that hit, they go 8, 12, and 20. That's 40 pips. So scalping is usually 1-to-1. So the way our scenario is set up is that if we get all 3 of them, it's 40 pips, and if we lose, it's minus 36. That's a little bit over, just above 1-to-1. And the thing that we're trying to accomplish is that we're trying to be consistent on what the markets are giving us, following our numbers in ranges on a consistent basis. All we need is movement in the markets, which was kind of non-existent there. Very tough in July and August. It's picked up, as we all know, this week. So we're off to a good start this month. I know we're already up this month. Only about 31 to 33 pips for this month so far, but it's a winning month. I don't know if we'll end up being 200 pips, if we'll be up 40 pips, we'll be up 700 pips. The markets will dictate it. But by doing this, nobody else out there is putting their testicles on the line, forgive me, their kahunas. I'm putting this out at 6 o'clock Eastern before the Asian session, London session, US session's opening. The whole purpose is to get people to gravitate and see that this will work, and then gravitate towards learning more and learning your specific trading personality, putting the onus on you and giving you an opportunity to focus on learning how to generate more pips on the pairs that you're stocking and understand our system and use our software to protect you. That is the goal. Then once you become experienced, you move up to the next level, which is the round table level, where you're getting what I grew up in the Midwest, I called it the gravy train method. Growing up on the farm, working on the farm every day, had to have those biscuits and gravy and eggs before you went out to work all day. Grew up, you only had 3 channels on the TV, roller derby alert, man. We had roller derby back then. That was the big thing, that and wrestling, so I couldn't have a wrestling alert. But roller derby alerts, and the roller derby alerts is where I give experience trades that are up almost 1,800 pips, and our goal is 2,400 pips or average 200 pips a month from just those trades alone, which will more than pay for your service. So each one of our stages has a rules of engagement to participate. I would encourage everyone to get involved for this $257 for the next 60 days. There's going to be a lot happening because now we picked back up in the fall. There's going to be a lot taking place. There's going to be more volatility. It's going to be a great time. I don't know what the markets are going to yield, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to continue to be positive. And if we can catch some good crops from those seeds, germinating and we get some movement in the markets, we'll have a 500 to 1,000 pip month. And if we get a really great month, maybe we'll get 2,000 pips again this month. I know we did it once this year. We did it 2 months last year, and 2 years ago we did it 2 months then. So we still historically have one more month left in us. And if you see value in that, sign up. All right. You can, once you sign up, you go to our website. You'll get an email sent back to you, and it'll have the information to where you can download a demo account, practice regimen account. If you're not signed up with us, all you have to do is just go on and look for any kind of Forex demo account, and they'll be all over the place. I'm looking to see if there's any other questions. Euro's right at 29.61. Amazing. The pound 63.10, and the yen's are trying to get right back up to 105. Okay. Any other questions before we go? If not, we'll be cognizant of your time. We usually stay here an hour and a half, and we'll go ahead and round third and head for home. Nice non-farm payroll this month. Spent a little bit of time, give you 6 trades. 3 of the trades kicked in. 3 of them give positive pips. Positive pips is what you're looking for. You know, I'm slower than I used to be. Back when in the old days, I used to have 10 pairs up, and I'd be giving, you know, throwing out pairs, and people be, you know, and they just became too much. We have, like I alluded to earlier, we have some of our past videos where we've done 400 or 500 pips in a non-farm payroll when it's really moving. Today there was, as you can see, as we shared with you, plus 18 pips, minus 78, minus 15, minus 42. We were blessed to get the pips that we got, and we appreciate them. I also went over the fact that if you'd have been participating with us following our rules of engagement, you'd have got 100 pips today, 40, 40, and 21, 101 pips. Just on non-farm payroll today, following our system. Those of you that didn't follow our system, your worst case scenario is you could have got 20, 20, and 10, you know, 50 pips. Worst case scenario. Especially after we told you to go ahead and take profit. So that's a great day. Gets us started on a great month. And we'll be sending out some more information. We also have a newsletter that we send out every week. Hopefully those of you that are reading the newsletter. And be sure that you, on your email address, that you make it so we get our emails so you don't go to the spam filter. And if you do sign up and you don't get an email back, first thing to do is check your spam filter. Make sure that it's not spam, because that happens a lot too. I'm being told that. So let's see, we'll check the questions. Hold on, I'll grab some water, check, see if there's any questions, and we'll dismiss everybody. Okay. Yes, somebody's asking, we have rules of engagement, 2 rules of engagement for this program. Let me bounce back up here. This is a good question, by the way. Hold on. This is the normal rules of engagement. Stop loss at 12 pips, take profit 1 at 8, take profit 2 at 12, take profit 3 at 20. Now let's say, for instance, the pair moved less than 55 pips the previous session. We figured out that we've lowered these numbers. We have the numbers in each one of our reports. The numbers that you see is for experienced traders. In fact, let me show you. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is a great question. I think this is somebody that's already on the service. Bear with me a second here. Okay. All right. Let me put this over here on a notepad. All right. We have the, let's just say the Aussie yen. We have what the current price is, our 2 or 3 channels. Everything's explained, what it's done in the last 5 sessions. Here are the ranges. These are safe scalper moves. We had a pass. This would be what we had the buy and the sell. Now you'll see here, this is take profit 1 monitor live for more pips. So this is for people that are trading live. That's rules of engagement. All you do is slide down here, and you can see right here what I just shared with you. There's the minus 12. Here's the rules of engagement for the scalp day trade alerts feature for the 257 package. And if it moves less than 55 pips, take profit ones 5, 9, and 11. For 25 overall pips, the stop loss is at 8 pips, so it's 24, so it's a 1-for-1 return. So what I'm going to do, I think, starting next week, is cut this out and just have the safe scalper moves. And then if, like I said, we give some experience trades. We may have an experience trade here that we give on the round table where we say, let this pair go to this area, let it reverse, and when it reverses, get in at this area, and then take profit 1, take profit 2 here. And that's usually what happens. We give out a lot of those as extra last month. So I'll clean this up a little bit, but that's a great question. This right here is for people that are trading live. These are the actual rules of engagement, the only 2 rules of engagement for the $257 package. Okay? All right? Okay. See if there's any other question. A lot of people saying thank you. Great. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you. Great information. A lot of people saying help to understand the markets. Thanks for the pips. Here's somebody that's made 150 plus pips. Congratulations. Here's somebody else that's made 100 pips, 50 pips, made over 60 pips. I've never made pips before in non-farm payroll. Thank you. You're welcome. I've never understood slippage. Okay. Thanks. Here's everybody, a few other people saying thanks. A lot of people saying thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Here's people saying that, a lot of people say, okay, because of slippage, or whatever you called it, yeah, it's slippage, they made 28 pips. 28 pips is 28 pips, folks. How do I get, okay, you have to sign up. You get the software. Once again, you get the software when you sign up, and you get the alerts. Okay? And we will not rebill. JW, if you sign up with us, we'll give you a broker. It doesn't have as much slippage. Okay? Yes, we do not rebill. You'll be in fact, if you sign up, you're going to get 2 months. You'll be good for this month, and you'll get non-farm payroll for next month. And then we'll send you emails about when to sign up again. Okay? All right, so I think I've got all the questions. Here's somebody else. I lost pips, however, but that's usual. I do appreciate your input. Okay, well, Raymond, you need to send us an email and tell us how you lost pips. If you, the one area that I could think that you lose pips is that you got slippage and you don't have our software, so you had to be the one pulling the trigger, making the decisions when to get in and out of the trades, and you're just not experienced enough to do it. I will tell everybody, and this is great, here's somebody being honest, and I won't give his last name, but Raymond's saying, thanks, he lost pips, however, but that's usual. Well, if that's usual, it needs to change today. And Raymond, for $257 for 260 days, we'll give you a quick education on how to change that immediately. So if it's worth $257 to you for the next 2 months to learn how to accomplish that and give us a test drive, I would invite you to change your sense of direction. Because basically it's all a mindset thing, and then having the software protects you. What happens is you're on your own, you choose to get in these, you get involved, and then all of a sudden you don't know when to get out of these trades. And when you don't get out of the trades, all of a sudden they come back, and then, well, I just saw 40 pips or 30 pips go away. Now it's come back. Now I'm down 7. Maybe it'll come back, and then all of a sudden you're down 10 or 15, and then all of a sudden you get out of the trade. So that is, thank you for being honest there. That's really tremendous. And the bottom line is that can be overcome by just becoming a client. Everything that I've did in the last decade was built on helping everybody long term. And that's what it's all about, just helping everybody long term and understanding that there's 4 different trading styles. There's different trading personalities. Do not leave it to chance. If you leave it to emotion, you're going to lose. It's 100% absolute. And if you just follow the plan, it works. Okay? All right. Thank you for showing up. Godspeed to everyone. Have a great weekend. Those of you that join will have the next reports coming out Saturday morning. Those of you that didn't join, thank you for showing up today. Hopefully you'll see value in coming back and getting used to us and seeing value down the road. And I'm rounding third, heading for home. And good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you reside at in the world. We'll see you next month.